3 weeks ago, I posted a video where we turned a 40-foot school bus into my and my girlfriend's personal tiny home. And you guys blew it up. I still can't believe that it hit 10 million views in under 3 weeks. And ironically, the video wasn't really about the bus. So at the end when we finished it, I didn't get a good chance to show you everything we did. Because believe me, there is so much to explain and show you. In this video, I'm going to show you a detailed tour of this bus, along with all kinds of stuff we didn't include in the main video. I'm going to be answering questions, taking you for a drive, and basically just showing you what it's like to live in this thing. The first thing is this bus is massive. So we raised the roof 40 inches, which gives us a total height of 13'6". That's the legal limit. Any higher than that, we'd have to get an oversized permit to drive it. Lifting a bus roof is a really big task. You know, you got to go around and cut everything open like a can opener, and then take this, 1,000 to 2,000 pound hunk of metal and hope it doesn't fall on you. And obviously the roof raise, at least in my case, was extremely important because without the high ceilings, this bus could never be a functional home for me and Kelsey. What's funny though, is we had no idea how to do this, and when we were raising the roof, tensions were very high.
Okay, it's free and clear. Very slow, very careful, please. Please.
I'm being as careful as I can.
You're really shaking.
There's gonna be some shaking.
I know, you're really shaking the bus.
You see, in the main video, I made this look fun and easy, but in reality, it was extremely hard and stressful.
We hung up anywhere?
No, it's up pretty good. It's up like 2 inches.
Okay. You make me nervous.
Well, I mean, we're lifting it up in the air now. It's like, it's real.
We thought about renting a crane. We thought about building giant wooden hoists around the whole bus. We thought about all kinds of stuff until one day my dad's like, hey.
We're gonna make 4 of these things. It's like a kind of a wall, and there's 2 parts to the wall. The outside stays where it's at, and the inside's gonna raise up. With 4 of them throughout the length of the bus, so we can safely lift the whole bus up.
Basically, my dad designed 4 sets of jacks made of wood with an inside frame and an outside frame. The inside frame was pushed up by a jack at the bottom and was meant to glide against the outside frame. The first couple inches of raising the roof were especially stressful because the jacks were getting jammed.
Tell me when to stop, guys.
You can see right here that the driver's side is jacking up a little bit higher than the passenger side.
Okay, stop.
But this was easily fixed by prying the other side down. This took literally 2 days. It was a 2-day process. This is one of the hardest parts of the build. Day 2. You see how high the roof is raised right now? That's less than halfway. The higher we go, the sketchier everything gets. So now that it's getting really, really high, the jacks are in danger of being weak like this. So what we're gonna do is put some more cross braces on the top, going this way. Another sketchy thing about raising it that high, we couldn't find a video out there where someone did that. The highest we could find was 2 feet, and we did double that. We were worried about being top heavy, the wind blowing on it, or even, not strong enough. All kinds of things that we were worried about, but after we put all the metal tubing on the hat channels and welded it all together, put the sheets on, it was incredibly strong. And we got up on the bus and shook it, and there was no issues there. Another problem with this roof raise is we wanted to put a deck up here where I could do the proposal. Today is one of the most important days of the entire build. We are starting on the roof deck. Now, the problem with the deck on a bus that you've already raised to the legal height limit, you don't have that much room to play around. Go ahead, snap it. Dude, that looks perfectly straight.
That looks awesome.
So we designed a deck to where the wood part only comes up this much from the metal. So those angles we just cut on the boards are going to allow them to sit like this. You can see it sitting on the curve perfectly straight up. It looks really cool, dude.
It looks awesome.
This is never fun, but we're gonna drill a hole through the roof. Dude!
Here's our hole, and now he's gonna send a bolt through it. Go ahead, buddy.
Straight up like that.
There we go.
So hot.
I know. All right, got all these brackets in place, and now we're ready for the 2x6 outside band.
Nice. So we've been working all day, and we got this awesome framing done. All those boards down there, those are gonna be up here
as our decking boards.
And now that I showed you how we designed the deck, it's much easier for you to see how little this deck adds to the total height of the bus. And then obviously you have to have railings. I'm doing a proposal, she could faint, fall off, I don't know. So we designed these railings that literally fold up to 36 inches high. So to set these railings up, it's really easy. Watch this. Once the railings are up, they can obviously just come back down and wiggle. So we have this awesome little storage compartment right here where we store these crossbars that just screw right in. So once this crossbar's up, it's still wiggly. So you're probably like, well, how do you make it strong? Check this out. All you gotta do is take this and hand tighten it. And then this one. Now you got this nice looking X from the cables and it's super strong. Like look, it's super freaking strong. I can literally lean on this. Now I'm gonna show you more of this when we get to the campsite, but for now, you'll notice that there's poles inside the storage compartment. That's for the string lights that can go up on this deck. And once the string lights are up, the total height of the bus is like 25 feet. It's just ridiculous. And then right here, I think this is really cool. I have a GFCI outlet so we can plug in our phones, I don't know, a TV if we wanted to, but mainly right now I use this for the string lights that I put up here. And you can turn that outlet on and off from right here. Without a doubt, the most overwhelmingly asked question is how much does this weigh and if it's safe to drive? The short answer is yes. When we got this bus, it weighed 19,100 pounds. That's with seats, fuel, and us inside of it. And every vehicle, whether it's car, truck, or bus, has what's called a gross vehicle weight rating. The gross vehicle weight rating is basically the most a vehicle can weigh safely. And the gross vehicle weight rating of this bus is 36,500 pounds. So when we first weighed it, we thought, well, we have almost 16,000 pounds to play with. So we got 1/2 inch drywall. What we got here is about 3,000 pounds of drywall. Lumber. This beam right here probably weighs like 80 pounds. 2 layers of 3/4 inch of Vantech for subflooring. So we're gonna create more support by putting another layer of subfloor glued and screwed to the existing layer of subfloor. But we ended up adding about 10,000 pounds, and right now, without water in it, it weighs 29,900 pounds, which is way below the gross vehicle weight rating. But even with it being only 29,000 pounds, we still could have made it a lot lighter. When you do this for the first couple times, you're gonna make mistakes, and we could have made it look exactly the same, but saved 4,000 pounds if we just were a little smarter about the materials we used. That would have improved our MPG, it would have improved the top speed, acceleration, and all kinds of stuff, and then wear on the brakes, wear on the tires. The lighter you make these things, the better, and now we know that. And if you're still worried about the weight, think about it this way. This bus is an 84 passenger bus, so it's made and built to hold and drive with 84 passengers. Now, since it's a school bus, I'll assume that they're middle school students, and the average weight of them and their stuff is 150 pounds. If you have 84 150 pound students, that's 12,600 pounds of weight, which is 2,000 more pounds than we added to this. Now I'm going to show you under the bus. One thing that we got a lot of pushback for is using wood to hold up our tanks. Now these things are heavy. When one tank is filled with water, it's over 800 pounds, and there's 4 tanks.
Dude, this is massive tanks.
I know. I'm not gonna go out and say that you guys should use wood underneath your buses when you build them, but this is fine. These tanks aren't falling out. They're not going anywhere. This wood's all treated. It's not going to rot away. I left it unpainted too because I do monthly inspections down here, which is something you should always do. And I'll be able to see if anything is going bad or sagging or breaking. Everything is held up by giant 2x12s bolted in with 1/2 inch stainless steel lags. They're not going anywhere. This is one of our 2 AC units. Some of you guys were concerned with the placement of these units. I've seen schoolie conversions where they put them on the outside, like on the roof. If you do it right, it can look good, but I think the best place is just underneath the bus, out of the way, nobody can see them. It's just great. And some of you guys were concerned about it getting dirty down here. It's going to take a very, very long time for them to get dirty. And then when they do get dirty, you just get AC cleaner. It's no big deal. But you know, everything underneath this bus has been like this for about a year now, and there's been zero issues under here. Another concern some of you guys had about the ACs being down here is it's sucking up the nasty air down here or fumes and putting it into the bus. And that's just a common misconception with ACs. All you need to know is the air outside the bus stays outside and the air inside stays inside. There's a great video by Technology Connections. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. He has a great video on how these things work, so watch that if you're interested. Another thing I want to point out is look how much space I have in between the AC and the wall. Plenty of space. Next, we're going to talk about the engine. This is the monster engine that pushes this bus. It's a Caterpillar C7. It weighs 1,200 pounds, which is just 300 less than a smart car. A bunch of you are asking if it can handle the weight that's in this bus. And again, since we're so significantly under the gross weight, it has absolutely no problem pushing us around. On a flat road, this engine will get the bus up to 70 miles per hour. Up a hill, it'll maintain 60 to 65, and down a hill, I mean, it'll go 80. Some of you guys talked about like upgrading the brakes or the brakes not being able to stop the bus because of all the weight. And these brakes are a little different than what's on your car. They're air brakes, and air brakes are insane. They're crazy, crazy powerful. And braking altogether is just different with big, heavy vehicles. Because these big old brakes, they just lock up the wheels. So the more weight that's on the wheels, the faster it can actually slow down. Now, that doesn't mean you won't damage the brakes. With any heavy vehicle, the more you use these brakes, the more you can heat things up and warp your drums and crack your shoes. We don't want any of that happening. And all that stuff really comes down to me just being a responsible operator, making sure I'm really far away from cars. And if I'm going down a hill, I actually don't really use the brakes. I just press the buttons on my transmission to downshift into a lower gear to have the engine help slow me down. As long as we're under that gross vehicle weight rating, everything suspension wise, everything brake wise, it'll all be okay. But now it's time to get out from under here because we're gonna fire this bad boy up and we're going to go camping. So there's obviously gonna be drawbacks when living in a bus. And one of those drawbacks is diesel. It's very expensive to fill this bus up. I usually put in about 80 gallons at a time, and because this thing gets 7 miles per gallon, every single mile I drive costs me 53 cents. And that's where Upside comes in. This app makes it a whole lot easier for me to be able to afford diesel in the bus and gas in my car. All I have to do is open the app and it automatically searches my area for local deals where I can get cash back on gas, diesel, groceries, and even restaurants. And look, I can get 10 cents cash back for every gallon of gas I buy at this Spinks that's only 3 miles away. Here we go, off to the gas station. Never get used to moving your house. It's kind of crazy to think that my entire house is moving with me. It might be hard to see in the camera, but this hill is super, super steep. And even with the bus weighing 29,000 pounds, it is extremely easy to stop. It doesn't feel like I'm pushing it at all. And I ride down this hill, you know, at least once a month. I also want to add that I've had this app since 2019. Oh, actually 2018. And it's helped me save so much money throughout the years. Upside allows you to earn up to 25 cents per gallon of gas. And not just that, but you can also earn up to $10 off grocery runs and restaurant meals. People who use Upside earn almost 3 times more than other reward programs. And by the way, if you guys use my QR code or the link in the description to download Upside, you'll earn an extra 25 cents off per gallon your first gas purchase. And I use it all the time with this bus, which is why I'm super excited they decided to sponsor us. Since we're stopped, I'll show you. The Spinks that we're going to, we have 10 cents cash back for every gallon of diesel that I buy. And this app doesn't cost anything to use.
Dude, you barely fit height-wise.
But I fit. The actual process of using Upside is super easy. After you add your card in the app, you just pump gas like normal, and it tracks your savings for you and builds them until you're ready to cash out.
It's so weird to be at Chay's house when we're at a gas station.
This particular pump would only let me get 30 gallons at a time, but I was still able to save over $7. It doesn't seem like a lot when I'm just talking about it, but look, this is how much money I got back just from using Upside this one time. And imagine how much this will add up every month when I'm doing this to my car, restaurants, and the bus. So click the link in the description or use the QR code to download the app and start getting cash back today.
I've already saved $36 using Get Upside.
Seriously, look at that. That's Colby's own personal account. This thing makes you money. It's insane. Right now we're taking the bus 30 minutes down the road to the local campsite we usually take all of our stuff for the videos. So I'm gonna take you guys through the actual bus real quick to just show you what it's like in here while it's moving. So what's crazy, I'm in the bathroom right now. Even though we're moving down the road, we still have power and even working water. Isn't that sick? Literally, we're moving, watch. It's truly a weird feeling. All right guys, we made it to the campsite. I just gotta park this thing. I just want you to listen to how quiet this is, even on a gravel road. Listen. It's just, it's amazing. And look, I got all my cameras working. You can see everywhere, even on the roof. I am parked. We are ready to shut this bus off and get to the inside tour, baby! Again, in the main video, you guys really didn't get to see all that much. My goal was to stay focused on the story, which was me proposing to Kelsey, and I think it worked out great in that video, but there is just so much to this bus that you guys haven't seen. Alright guys, this is the inside of the bus, and it's actually changed quite a bit since the video. The first thing I want to address is the drywall. We used 1/2-inch drywall when we could have used 1/4-inch drywall. That would have reduced the weight of the bus by, what, 1,500 pounds? And a lot of you guys are also concerned with the drywall breaking up or cracking or falling down. And you know, we were too, but at the same time, I want this to be a house. I don't want it to be a camper. And I want it to look and feel like a real house. So I decided to risk it and do drywall, and it's been great. Every single piece is glued on and screwed on. Wait, we gotta glue it.
We gotta glue it, okay.
Oh, I forgot about the glue. I hate freaking glue and drywall. My personal thought, Chay, is you should do one thick bead. Otherwise, you're gonna run through too much liquid nail.
Well, you know what? For the ceiling, I want to do this because
All right.
better safe than sorry on the ceiling. I don't know the exact number, but I'm pretty sure we used at least 45 tubes of liquid nail to glue all the drywall in the bus. We hadn't had any seams bust. We hadn't had any cracks or anything fall off. It's actually been really, really, really strong and stable. And so far, I've driven this bus just right around 10,000 miles with it looking like this. There's been 0 drywall issues. The next thing you guys all had concerns with is the tile. I said in the main video that this tile, this 4x2 foot tile, has no business being in this bus, but we did it anyway because, I mean, it just looks beautiful. Kelsey, are you excited about your expensive tile?
Yeah, horrifying. But yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we spent about $2,500 just on tile. It was totally worth it. I mean, it just turned out great. But again, this is one of those areas we could have saved a lot on weight. All this was squatting my truck like a lot. Parents act like children. This particular tile, because it's so long, the bus bounces and twists and stuff, and over time, you know, this grout line is coming loose a little bit, and a couple tiles here and there, you step on them in one of the areas and you can feel it's a little loose. I think that's all because of the mortar we used, and we put it directly over a Vantec, which I learned isn't the best thing to do. So it could have been a lot better. Oh, there's my cat. It was still worth it because it's beautiful. Again, 10,000 miles, and we haven't had any issues with it. If the tile ever does need to come up, we'll find something else to glue it down with. Above me is the loft. This is one of my favorite parts of the bus because it allows me to have guests and a really comfortable place for them to sleep. So fun fact about the loft, in the main video, we actually didn't have these railings up and we didn't have a mattress up here. We couldn't really get that done in time, so we just filmed it as it was. But now it's a fully functional bedroom, essentially, and 2 people can easily fit up there. To get up, all you gotta do is pull this ladder off the magnet mounts that I made, slide it over, then we bring it down, and it just locks together with pins. So once you climb up the ladder, you just use these railings, and it's super easy to get up here. The guests have a TV, they got a pillow, and the little light switch so you can turn off these lights up here. a plug over there. But the really great part about this loft are these beautiful windows right here that you can look out of while you're sleeping. And they open, so you can listen to nature sounds while you're going to bed right there. It's perfect. Then the last part of the loft, which most people don't notice until I point it out, that I think is really cool, is the privacy shade. And these railings in the loft are extremely strong. They're bolted down to the frame, and they're made with the exact same metal and cables that the deck railings are made of. And this is the living room. Now originally in the video we had another matching couch here, but I took it out because we needed a spot for my girlfriend's cat. I turned this space into a really comfortable bench that you can even lay down on, and inside the bench is a fully functional cat room with a litter box, a ventilation system, everything he needs, and his own privacy because he likes being by himself a lot. He's a cat, so that's what cats like. Then we have this nice 55-inch TV. So we mounted this TV, and it's great. It looks good, but when compared to everything else, it's just kind of boring. So I'm building an entertainment center to kind of go around it.
That does look good.
Yeah, right. And all these decorations up here are actually glued down. Oh, except for this one. One thing that Colby and I are really proud of that didn't make the cut in the video is Ethernet. This bus is crazy. Since Kelsey loves playing Xbox and the Wi-Fi is going to be in the attic, we are actually running an Ethernet cable all the way to the Xbox from where the Wi-Fi unit is going to be. We're doing this. We literally ran Ethernet cables underneath the TV to plug into Kelsey's Xbox where she can play her games and connect to her computer without Wi-Fi. Yeah, hey, Ethernet.
There we go.
And we'll get into the Wi-Fi situation in a minute. It's actually really cool what we did. Now we're gonna walk forward. Boom, we're in the kitchen. So obviously when you go and ask your significant other if they want to live in a bus, there are some requirements you have to meet. One of those requirements for me, and I totally agree with Kelsey, was full-size appliances. This refrigerator is full size. I don't know if you noticed, but it has a screen on it, which I love because we can leave little notes, make lists. You can actually see inside the fridge through the screen, which I think is kind of dumb but cool at the same time. Ice, water. So right above the fridge is the microwave. Colby and I were actually building the kitchen. We started making the cabinets. When I ran outside, I was like, Colby, we forgot the microwave. Right, you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and we had to reconfigure the whole cabinets. Like the shot that I showed in the main video of our cabinet design, I'll zoom in. There's not a dishwasher and there's not a microwave cut out. And so we were like, oh, where can we put this microwave? And the only place was above the fridge. I love it, and it's one of those wider microwaves that matches the refrigerator. It's just perfect. Above the microwave is probably one of my most useful cabinets up there. This cabinet up here is, oh, that happens sometimes. This cabinet up here is where I put all my pots and pans, and I have a rice cooker up here, crock pot, I got lids in the back. It's huge. And again, I just leave all this stuff up here when I'm driving down the road. It's totally fine. And speaking of the cabinets, all these were obviously custom made. We couldn't go out and buy these because it's a bus. But you're probably wondering like how they stay shut. We put these little tabs on here so when you shut it, it stays shut. And this has been incredibly useful. Something that didn't get a lot of attention during the video is this sink. I love this sink. It has like 4 settings. First, you turn a knob, which is just like, that's just fancy. It can go like this, it can go like this, and it can go like this. Then if you twist it the other direction, a little waterfall comes down. And this is for washing vegetables and other stuff, which is great for me because I do a lot of cooking. These 2 cabinets are probably the most important cabinets in the kitchen. Why? Well, in this one, this is where Kelsey and I keep our dirty laundry. And this one is our garbage can that just slides out. And then this drawer is for silverware. Oh, and they're all soft close. It's awesome. Something that didn't get a lot of attention during the video was the bar. And I think this is extremely important for making this a functional kitchen. This is a great amount of counter space over here, but it's not enough. And obviously there's no place to eat. I can seat 4 people, 5 if we all squeeze together, on this bar, and we can all eat our meals. We have so much room in this kitchen, we decided to add another computer for Kelsey. So this bus has 2 computers in it. Beneath the bar are cabinets. Again, this is just us maximizing storage as much as possible. This is where we keep our clothes like pants and shorts. That's mine, that's Kelsey's. This one's for shoes. This one is for the Xbox and all our games, and it actually wires up to the TV through the wall, and it wires up to Ethernet. Something else that didn't get a lot of attention during the video is this thing. Now, this is called a pot filler, and it's like a really trendy thing right now in new houses. So now you can just fill it with this and not have to move it at all. It's actually pretty awesome, and I use it more than I thought I would. And it wouldn't be in here if it wasn't for my dad. He talked me into this. At first I was like, no, that's stupid. But after putting it in, this thing is awesome. And then we have a full-size 240 volt cooktop that will boil water in like 3 minutes. It's super, super powerful. And then right above, we have Colby's custom hood vent. This thing is sick. He took solid wood and made it flexible like this. Look, that's made of wood. Not plastic, it's made of wood. This thing is so powerful when I'm cooking bacon, there's no smoke in here. Oh, something else I want to show you. Look, we have these fancy light bulbs right here. I love this light fixture. It's so cool. It's great to have on at night because it makes everything feel warm and cozy. Oh, and the sink has a disposal. We ended up making so much storage that these cabinets up here are barely used for anything. Like this whole section has a couple rolls of paper towels in it. There is so much room to put stuff. And so when we have like 6 people staying in this bus, we put all of the extra food up there. There's just plenty of room for everything. The countertops are really special in this bus. Unfortunately, they were $7,000, but it was worth it. All right guys, today's the day where we get our countertops in. These countertops are everything I wanted. They're the best all around. They're actually porcelain. So this, what you see here, isn't real rock. Porcelain is super scratch resistant. It doesn't stain. It's glossy, so it matches the glossy floor. Absolutely worth it. One of the problems we had with our last bus was it didn't really have any windows. These windows open. Look at that.
All right, so finally, one of the more exciting parts of the build, we're gonna put windows in.
We can let in fresh air and just enjoy the sounds coming from outside. It's truly amazing to have these giant windows on a bus. It makes the kitchen seem a lot bigger than it actually is. And then if we want to close the windows for privacy, all we gotta do is pull this little chain right here. And these blinds make it super thermally efficient and give us complete privacy. One of the jokes we had when we were building this bus was, hey, let's put a ceiling fan inside of it. And after we built it, we realized the ceilings were tall enough that we could actually fit one in here. And I'm really glad we did. If I'm going off grid and I don't want to run ACs to save battery power, this fan only uses like 100 watts and it keeps it really nice and cool in here. This door is one of my favorite parts about this bus. I know I say that a lot. There's a lot of favorite parts. It's kind of like the ceiling fan where it really shouldn't be in here. Your old apartment didn't even have this.
I know.
This is my pantry. So you open it up. Oh, and also there's a full-length mirror for Kelsey to make sure she likes her outfits and everything. You can see I got all my food in here. It's kind of disorganized right now, but there's plenty of shelf space. And what else is cool, here I'll turn these lights off where you can tell. What else is cool is I spent like an extra hour wiring up a pantry light. This is probably not even close to necessary, but I want to light my pantry, so I'm gonna wire it up. And now I have a pantry light. It's completely useless, but I think it's so cool to have a pantry light in a tiny little pantry like this. For the next part of the tour, I'm showing you the bathroom. Now, I think this bathroom looks so good, I'm gonna go ahead and play some classical music over this to where it just seems that much more luxurious. This bathroom looks like it belongs in $1 million house. A very small $1 million house, but yes, it's so shiny. What? The toilet opens automatically? This room didn't get a lot of attention in the reveal either. There just wasn't enough time to show you everything. This bathroom is so functional. It's actually amazing. The first thing is, if you notice, the ceilings are only 7 feet tall. Above me is an attic space that I'm going to show you guys later. But check out this little sink right here. I love this faucet because it makes the water come out all flat. And then there's plenty of room on the countertop for soap and like toothpaste or whatever. The real challenge in here was getting Kelsey's makeup and all of her hair stuff to fit. That stuff takes up a lot of space. So out of these two cabinets and all these cabinets, these two are mine. That's it. The rest are Kelsey's. She's got her hair stuff in here, makeup stuff, and then down here we have like these awesome little shelves that sort everything, and then a mini trash can on this door. Then there's a little remote for the toilet. It's a bidet smart toilet, so it'll wash. So something that wasn't even shown in the video was this shower door. We have a glass shower door.
Okay, so now I'm gonna install the shower door.
I want to point out how unhappy Colby is in this clip. He just simply did not want to do this.
This is one of those really stressful things where if you get it wrong, it's gonna suck forever. I better make sure I get this perfect.
But obviously he ended up doing a great job. Thanks, man. And I know if it was shown in the video, everybody would be like, why on earth would you put a glass shower door in here? But it's fine. It's doing great. And you just open it up and walk right in. Look how big the shower is. So I got my shower head right here. There's a second one over here. And then we have these sprayers and dual controls. So if I want my shower head to be 120 degrees, like really hot, I can make it, while this shower head over here could be 100 degrees, cold. There's actually going to be two showers. There's going to be one here and one here. So it's going to be like dual showers, and each one has their own individual controls. So I can make this one cold or this one hot, or just both. And they're going to be raining from the ceiling. When you turn it on, look, it tells you the temperature of the water. Right now it's 84 degrees and climbing, 86. So yeah, you're able to see what temperature water you have before you even touch it. Then we have these awesome built-in shelves for the soap and, you know, whatever else. They have little LEDs in here. I love them so much. It was actually a huge pain to put them in, but we did, and it's totally worth it, because in the morning time, I like it dark like this while I'm taking my shower, just waking up. It's almost like a reincarnation of the ice bathroom in a way. Instead of it being cold, it's just warm though. As I said in the main video, I told Kelsey we'd have a full-size washer-dryer unit, and again, I wanted it too. I didn't want to go to a laundromat or deal with a really like small one. And I also heard about like the washer-dryer combos. They had some issues with not drying the clothes all the way and causing mold and stuff. So this dryer combo unit is just great. Obviously, it was really hard to get in here, and behind the scenes, we actually had to remove it twice. All right, I got it jacked up.
I hope the refrigerator is easier than this.
Oh yeah, it should be. This was very hard. In the master bedroom, we actually have an access panel in one of the closets, so we can actually get behind here, plug it in, do all the water stuff, and have access to fix it. But to take it out, we actually have to pry this molding off, because you can see it's blocking the way for it to come forward. I'm hoping we never have to take it out.
Again,
yeah. So this opening right here was something that was really difficult for us to figure out, and I kind of took that project on. What I ended up coming up with was a sliding door that slides all the way closed like this. It's great for blocking out sound and making the office a bit more private, but it also looks awesome. Oh, and look, I don't know if you've seen this, but all of our doors, we put glass panels inside of them. It makes it so much more luxurious. Yeah, I never specified this in the actual video, but we made every single one of our doors, put the glass in there, and put the film on to make it look frosted. This is another place we could have saved some weight. These doors are solid wood, and the glass inside there is a 1/4 inch thick. But at the same time, that makes the glass a lot stronger, and I really like the feel of heavy doors. And this is the office, guys. This is where I edit all my videos. I do all my work on here. I got 2 computer screens. I got a printer, a keyboard because I like music. Oh, and a separate AC unit over here. The space in this room is so small that my computer back here, when I'm editing, actually heats this entire room up, which is pretty much the reason I installed an AC unit in here to begin with. And then this is a separate AC unit in case my computer and everything heated up too much in here. This vent right here goes directly into the master bedroom and blows all this nice cool air into there. So the master bedroom has AC, just like we did in our double-decker micro camper video. Then I got a little air purifier right here. We take air quality very seriously in the bus. It's very easy to have bad air quality here. So we have air purifiers, we run filters, all kinds of stuff that we had to think about, and we're still figuring it out. In the office, when you close one door, two more appear. We got the electric door right here with all our breakers and everything in it. Right here's our breaker box. It's where all the electric runs back to. It's the same thing you'd see in a house. Like, seriously, this is a house. It's a great spot for it because you can't see it really, and it's completely accessible. And then we got the attic door. I'm gonna say it again. This is my favorite part of the bus.
Every part's your favorite part.
Every part is, yeah. So the first thing you're gonna notice is this big old hot water heater. And what's funny is I don't use this one hardly at all. This little one back here is my main hot water heater. But you see, the reason I have two of them is because this little one is so powerful, it can't be run on the batteries. So if I'm in a parking lot or something, I'll have cold water. That's where this guy comes in. This one's not as powerful, so I can plug this into the batteries and have hot water anywhere, at any time. So down in the attic, it goes about 9 to 10 feet back. I have my guitar in there, a bunch of Kelsey's old yearbooks, you know, all kinds of stuff that you want to keep but you don't want laying around. And then, of course, the Wi-Fi. All right, one of the final things I'm doing to this bus, and it's kind of scary, is I'm drilling a hole through the roof to install our Wi-Fi unit. This thing right here is our Wi-Fi unit, and all these cables go to an antenna way back up here, and you can see it on the deck. This little thing enables us to have Wi-Fi anywhere. Like, we'll be riding down the road and Colby will be behind us and he can connect to our Wi-Fi. So no matter where we go, we always have Wi-Fi. I can upload videos wherever, whenever. It's amazing. The one problem is it costs like $175 a month, which is stupid. And I don't plan to keep paying that, but for now it's working for us really great. But this is just a great space to have to be able to store a bunch of junk that you don't want laying around. And finally, the last room in the house. This is mine and Kelsey's bedroom. I've been waiting for this day forever. We're getting this mattress inside the main bedroom. This is a full-size bed, which works great for us. And we have a 43-inch TV right here. Awesome window that used to be a bus window. See, the challenge with this room was making it work with this engine cover. Some of you guys were also wondering whether or not we can work on the engine because we covered all of this up. And the answer is yes. This bus was actually covered up to begin with. There was never a place to service the bus from the inside. It's only ever been serviceable from the outside. So we can change the engine, change the transmission, rebuild the engine, whatever we have to do from the outside. So none of this will ever have to be touched if the engine breaks. This spot right here is really cool. We call it a reading nook. I'm a little big, but Kelsey likes to lay up here sometimes. And it can be comfy, it's cool, especially if the window's open. This is one of my favorite things about this room. So picture this. You're at the beach, you can barely hear the waves, you're going to sleep, and out of nowhere, boom! You can open the bedroom window. That is so cool. It was actually a ton of work to save this window from being chopped off because it would have been way easier to just put a sheet of metal over it and make this a closet or something, but having this window here is the best thing ever. And then of course, we have another privacy shade right here. Obviously you want that in a master bedroom. And then Kelsey's cabinet's here, and then Kelsey's cabinet's here. So remember that vent in the office? Here it is again, the side we control. And to make it faster, all I gotta do is press this button. And in about 5 minutes, this room will be the same temperature as the office, even in the wintertime when it's pumping hot air down. This part didn't make it into the main video hardly at all, but these are closets on either side of the master bedroom. Kelsey's closet's right here, and as you can see, it's filled with clothes. It has its own light, and it goes all the way underneath the stairs. So she has actually a lot of room to hang her shirts and put shoes and stuff. And me, I have a much smaller closet, and this is where I hang all my shirts and hoodies and everything. And I have room for like a little bit of stuff on the floor, but it works perfect for me. Oh, and then underneath the TV, we have this little door right here for whatever we can think of. And obviously this bus has an off-grid system. All that stuff is underneath the bed. This whole bed lifts up, and I have access to all my batteries, my inverter, the battery chargers, my water pump, everything I need is right underneath this bus. Some of you are concerned about the batteries being under the bed, and I do agree that that is kind of sketchy. One, there's no other place to put them. And two, they're sealed gel batteries, so there's no hydrogen gas being emitted when they charge or anything like that. And then, you know, if anything does go wrong, there's a million fuses in there. Like, the odds of something happening are so slim. Plus, I have a battery monitor on my phone so I can see the temperature. I'll get an alert if anything goes wrong with them. And then, of course, we have fire extinguishers on the bus. And then we obviously have an emergency escape hatch. There's plenty of safety measures in place, and I think, you know, the risk is really mitigated by all the safety measures I've taken to make sure nothing's going to happen. Anyway, our off-grid system's capable of powering the bus for 2 days if you're really careful about what you use, just like a TV and a fan. But if you use ACs and stuff, it can power our bus for a good 24 hours if you're careful with the ACs, like on eco mode. And of course, if you don't care about anything, it's only going to last like 4 hours. But that's without the bus running. If the bus is running, it'll last forever. All in all, I think it's a really good system, and it was a great price. I only paid like probably $1,600 for everything under there. Obviously, I can get better batteries and more batteries, but I really don't see the need for it because when we do go camping, we usually have city power available. And I could always just idle the bus to charge the batteries or take it for a ride. Another thing too, there are so many lights in this bus. Every single light is wired to a dimmer. Isn't that sick?
Pretty awesome.
Which, by the way, Colby was completely against.
I was.
But I didn't care. I did it anyway, and now everybody agrees. Anyway, guys, that's the tour. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for helping making this the most successful video we've ever uploaded in our lives. Anyways, that's my house. I hope you like it. If you have any more questions, please comment, and I'll try and make like shorts to answer them and stuff on my Instagram. Let's get up on the deck, let's set up the lights, and have our cookout. All done.